Hi, Hub Arkush here for Pro Football Weekly. I'm the publisher and editor, along with our associate editor, Arthur Arkush, as we continue introducing you to the major award winners in the National Football League in 2012, as voted by the Pro Football Writers of America and Pro Football Weekly. PFW and the PFWA have been getting together on our balloting for almost 20 years now. These awards given for over 40 years, and this one, well, it's never happened before. We want to introduce you to the winner of 2 awards, the winner of the NFL Coach of the Year and the Assistant Coach of the Year in the NFL. It's the same guy, Arthur. It's Bruce Arians.
And if there's a reason that it's never happened before, it's because there's a good chance that there's never been these types of extenuating circumstances that Arians was sort of thrust into this season. Of course, everyone knows the story of Chuck Pagano being diagnosed in week 4 with leukemia. Arians, in his first head coaching opportunity ever, rattles off 8 wins in the next 11 games for the Colts, who were almost buried at that point. The first week with Arians at control, they're down 21-3 to the Packers at halftime. An emotional speech happened at halftime. They made one play. They were able to turn it around, and Arians deserves a ton of credit for getting a young team together, keeping them focused, and really, really tough circumstances and getting the job done, getting the Colts to the playoffs one season after they were 2-14.
All right, now let's focus for a minute on Bruce Arians' assistant coach, brought in as the offensive coordinator, but specifically to tutor Andrew Luck. Now, this is the man who was Peyton Manning's coach his first 2 years in the league. He raised Ben Roethlisberger in the league, and now we look at what he did with Andrew Luck. Obviously, the man knows offense and he knows quarterbacks.
He sure does. I had the pleasure of talking with Coach Arians last week, and he told me that Andrew Luck accomplished things this season that Peyton Manning and Ben Roethlisberger couldn't do in their rookie years. Coach Arians deserves a ton of credit for that. He knew exactly how much he could put on the plate of Andrew, who of course just has this huge mental capacity. But still, not only Andrew, the rest of the offense. It was the most vertical offense in the NFL. So many rookies, so many young players contributing, and he was just able to get his message across. He would tell you that he sort of took Chuck Pagano's message and just carried the torch, but under these conditions, it just had to be so difficult for him to accomplish what he did, and that's the reason why we're talking about him here today.
And Bruce Arians, interim head coach, but coach of the year in the NFL. An offensive mind, but look what he did with that Colts defense. Man's never coached defense before. Maybe 3 names on that roster that people outside of Indianapolis know: Dwight Freeney, Robert Mathis, Antoine Bethea. Well, Mathis and Freeney both missed time, as Freeney had easily his worst year in NFL of his career, and yet still the defense got it done as well. That's why Arians, everybody marveled at the job he did.
And I'll tell you, in our conversation, Coach Arians also told me, he kind of joked, but he was being serious in Week 16 when they were getting absolutely run over by the Chiefs in what turned out to be the wild card clinching victory. He said he looked out on the sidelines as Jamal Charles was going nuts, and he looked out on the field and he recognized 1 or 2 guys playing in this front 7. So it just goes to show you the obstacles they were able to overcome on a weekly basis. Just keep plugging them in, getting them to play by the message and get things accomplished. Just really, truly remarkable.
All right, that is the winner of the NFL Coach of the Year and NFL Assistant Coach of the Year, Bruce Arians of the Indianapolis Colts. To meet all the other major award winners, as well as our all-pros, all-conference teams, all rookies, you want to stay right where you are at ProFootballWeekly.com.